Hello dear students, very warm welcome to Dr. Ahmed Ali YouTube channel. In this short video today we are going to talk about character of Mir Nihal from the novel Twilight in Delhi, written by Professor Ahmed Ali. Mir Nihal's character is very fascinating and carries number of characteristics in it. The very first thing is that Mir Nihal is a protagonist of the story, but we must remember that he is only the protagonist of the story where it deals with the Mughal Muslim culture in India. There he is the upholder of all that. He is the controller of all that. He is the exhibition of all that. And he is the model of resistance as well as representation of the Mughal side of the culture in India or in Indian Delhi. So in that sense, he is going to be the protagonist. In the sense also that he is the one who suffers most. He is the one who loses most. He is the one for his loss and defeat. Circumstances are responsible, not he himself. So that is why he is the protagonist. Almost two sections of the story deal with his efforts to survive and keep on with his culture. And that is why he is the protagonist of that part of the story. And the second part, which deals with the colonial Delhi, Mir Nihal loses his importance because of his old age, because of his loose on the household, because of his loose control on himself as well as on the happenings which are taking place around him. Yet he remains an important figure. Secondly, he is an upholder of the Mughal traditions. For example, look at his dress, look at his standing, walking, look at his beard, look at his hairstyle, look at his talk, look at the way he deals with, and look at his pride as well. In all these respects, he appears to be a representative of Mughal culture. He appears to be a man who's proud of his culture. He is a man who would like to all the time uphold his culture and declare that his culture is the best culture, even if he is being faced by the powerful British culture of that time. Thirdly, Mir Nihal is a very romantic type of person. He is romantic in the sense that he loves his wife, of course, but he is having a love affair with another woman in the novel also, that is Baban Jan. He spends a lot of money for her, and he goes to visit her occasionally and listens to song, watches her dance, and feels happy as well. He's not only romantic in this sense, but also in the sense that he's having lots of pigeons on his roof. And he, most of the time, feels very good and happy when the pigeons fly at his indication. And he also feels very good when he provides grains to the pigeons and pigeons flock around him. He's very happy at that time also when some of the pigeons of his cousins or rivals fall on his roof and he keeps them. He feels very happy. Not only this, he enjoys every function, every party, listening to the Qawwali, for example, visiting different functions, for example. So in that way, he's a romantic person. Thirdly, he is wealthy and well-to-do person. He is wealthy in the sense that he has inherited some of the property, some houses, some shops from his fathers, and then he has also made improvement in his fortune. For example, he has set up a shop. First of all, it was a share in his shop, and later on, he was taking part in the very business of the shop, the lace shop that was established, and he was earning a lot of profit out of that. So in this way, he was financially very much person who could be dealing with all his affairs. At home also, he provided enough of money, the food, the clothing, of taking care of everything, the marriages of his sons and daughters. He was all the time taking care of this. And fourthly, he's a patriarch in the sense that he wants that everything should happen with his permission. And definitely he does that. His wife cannot do anything without his permission. His sons and daughters cannot do anything without his permission. And when he's at home, everybody respects him. So he's a patriarch. But then he's a different type of patriarch. That patriarch who is under the influence of the foreign powers, foreign influences on his household and culture. Besides that, he is in love with his culture and his home. So that is why he relaxes at certain moments when his wife, for example, when his daughter, for example, try to teach him, try to tell him or convince him. For example, he was never ever ready to marry Asghar with Bilqis, but he reluctantly was convinced by his wife and by his daughter, and he was agreed to that. So in this way, even after being a patriarch, he was having a love for his family, and he could retreat from his stance as well. He was a credible man. For example, when he had given hand of his daughter Mehru to a man whom he possibly didn't like, he was unable to retreat back. He would say that I have given the word, so that is why it has to happen. And with whomever he would make a promise, he would fulfill that. And once he would commit to something, he would remain permanently stuck to that. So in this way, Mir Nihal is a man of his word as well. Then he is a great lover of his family as well. He loves his family. For example, when his daughter Begum Wahid is expected to come, and he is overjoyed just after watching the letter, on which he was written the information that his daughter is coming. And he was overjoyed, and he gave this message to his family that everybody should make special arrangements because his daughter is coming. So in that way, not only he loved his daughter, but also he loved his sons and his family, his other members of the family as well. He was a symbol of resistance. For example, he didn't like that the people from foreign lands have come to rule over his country, and he termed that as Farangi, which was a hateful term for the white man at that time. He didn't like their rule. He didn't like the changes which were coming because of the rule of these people. For example, he always told his son not to wear the clothes and the shoes and the tie of the style of the British people, not to speak their language, and only to follow his own culture. He would feel dislike and bad about all that's happening around him. So that is why he is a symbol of resistance as well. Mir Nihal is a religious person. He says his prayers, he is keeping beard and helps other people also as a duty to help the poor people. He says his Friday prayer regularly, visits the mosque, visits the holy shrines also, and is all the time happy to enjoy the company of the religious people. So in this way, Mir Nihal was a very significant character in this novel. We cannot say that he's a political representative because nowhere in the novel we get the impression that he is having a political role. Yes, on the whole, he becomes a symbol of this political representation of the people of Delhi when it was going down. Twilight in Delhi is the twilight of Mir Nihal also in many ways. Number one way is his passing age, that he's becoming older and sick and weak as well. Also, his love affair with Baban Jan would be dying out because she is going to die very soon. And his control as a patriarch is going to miss. His representation of his own culture and then resistance, both of these things are going to get weak as possible. So that is why in many ways Mir Nihal is also the representative of the twilight in Delhi. The similar twilight can be found in him as well. So Mir Nihal's character is the most important character in this novel. With these 8 or 10 characteristics, the students can make an assignment, but yes, each point should be supported from the text. Whatever I have spoken, I have gathered it from the text. So there are the sentences which the students should quote point-wise and construct the character of Mir Nihal as a whole, a good Muslim Mughal character who is sympathetic also, who is loving also, who is romantic also, and who is the representative of his culture also. He is the symbol of resistance to white man's culture and rule as well. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you in some next video. Till that time, keep happy, keep peaceful, keep loving.